Live from the WTOP10 Storm Center, this is a 10 News special report on Superstorm Sandy.
Thank you for joining us here at WTOP10, your weather authority for Hurricane Sandy here in Oswego and across the rest of the East Coast. I'm joined with four meteorologists here: Mike Stallman, Molly Matat, Ryan Farrell, and Michael Panny, and we will be bringing you in-depth analysis of Hurricane Sandy, its impacts so far across the East Coast, what you can expect here in central New York and Oswego, and the current impacts that we've so far felt here in Oswego. Right now, we're going to start with some breaking news across the East Coast. This video right now is unbelievable. We reported in the last hour about an explosion being reported in Manhattan. If we could take the weather computer right now, we'll play the video. We're still waiting for that video right now. There it is. Is the video playing? Yeah. Okay, so if you watch your screen, you'll see this is from afar. The explosion, it was a transformer explosion in Midtown Manhattan. Okay, so you can see there it is. There's the primary explosion, but watch what happens. Completely rocks the area, and then it just doesn't stop. It keeps going. This is just unbelievable. This is really the most incredible thing I've ever seen.
It looks like something that's out of a movie, honestly.
It really
does.
does.
The only way you can describe it.
And so as a result, Con Edison has cut power to Lower Manhattan to prevent anything further like this happening. Right now, what is it? Let's see here. WCBS in New York City is reporting that nearly 2.7 million customers are without power in the tri-state area. That's the entire population of Chicago.
Wow.
This is just unbelievable. In total, though, so that's just the tri-state area. In total, 11 states have customers being affected, with 3.7 million people without power. Just unbelievable. What do you have for us right now?
We have been tracking Sandy's impact across the whole nation all evening, but I have updates from the Long Island area. As we discussed earlier, there was record flooding, not necessarily because of rain, but because of pure wind power blowing water into New York City. And I think our latest number is 13.5 feet is where the flooding was. The old record was 11.87 feet. That is 2.6 feet above the record for New York City. And we've just been seeing time after time effects from Sandy with flooding. The New York Stock Exchange, streets just completely underwater. It really is just surreal, its impact on the New York City area. And we know that we have several students who come from New York, who have family in New York, so we wanted to keep you updated about the impacts in those areas. Right, this is just absolutely unbelievable. We have some more breaking news here for central New York, Oswego and Oswego County. That fire that we told you about in the last hour in Sandy Creek is now under control. Again, that fire in Sandy Creek is under control right now. Fire officials are on that. In addition, right now the storm is currently well to our south, about 400 miles to the south and east. We're expecting the most intense winds to move through basically from now until the early morning hours, so 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. We're expecting, I mean, that's really the main story for here in Oswego, the winds. The rain will be on and off during the evening and the nighttime hours. Torrential downpours and rainfall in the heaviest bands. By tomorrow, the rain continues, the gusty winds are still around, but it does subside. So the worst of it we're expecting tonight. Don't be surprised if you lose power, and for that reason, make sure you've got batteries on hand, flashlights, maybe even a battery-powered radio. Absolutely. Make sure your cell phone is fully charged, and make sure that everything that you need is where you need it to be in case of an emergency. Definitely.
Also, the University Police here at SUNY Oswego have asked us to transmit this information to you. Do not, under any circumstances, unless it is an absolute emergency, do not leave your dorms, do not leave your homes. Please stay indoors tonight. We really stress this to you. Do not put emergency workers at risk because of something that you may get yourself into by going out in this storm. This is a very serious situation, and I cannot stress that enough.
Absolutely, and we also discussed earlier, another danger of going outside is that there are several down power lines in the area, and those are just unseen risks that you definitely don't want to subject yourself to any kind of danger like that. So it's honestly just best to stay indoors, especially in the high-rise buildings like Seneca, Onondaga, so forth. Make sure your windows are closed.
Right.
Even though it might get hot in your dorm rooms, you need to make sure that those windows are closed as to minimize the effects of these just extremely powerful winds.
Right.
Gusts up to, I believe it was 75 miles per hour
Right.
throughout the evening.
Absolutely.
Especially on campus when we're right by the lake, we're probably going to get the brunt of those winds too. So that's why we want to keep you guys updated and informed as best we can.
Definitely.
We really want you to stay safe.
Right. We actually have right now we have some video here on campus of some wind conditions that were taken by one of the WTOP's own Cassandra Genoa, right there at the village by the lagoon. We have that video right now. You can see the wind really whipping the shrubs there, and this has been the case all night, and this is what we should expect going into the overnight hours. Right now, our live reporter Michael Panny is out in the field taking wind measurements from across campus, from near the lake on the other side of the campus center and on West Campus by Seneca Hall, and we'll have those for you as soon as they come to us. But this video is just really shows how windy it is on campus, and also the effect that the row of townhouses may have on the wind, kind of accelerating it. You know,
Definitely.
you have the wind coming into the village, and it's channeled through the townhouses and really accelerates there, and that's also what they've been seeing in New York City during the overnight tonight.
Absolutely. And there are several not hidden wind tunnels, but just spots where wind can be especially effective on campus. And you know, as Oswegonians, we are not unfamiliar to wind, but this is something completely different. This is not your usual breeze on the way to class. This
Right.
is winds from hurricane, and it's very it's not something to be taken lightly.
Right, and as we've already reported, there's been several down power lines, down trees, tree fires as a result of these down power lines, transformer explosions. We've already had two, one very close to campus. Really, you're going to want to stay in for this storm and keep the risk to yourself, to your well-being at a minimal. We have some breaking news here. We reported in the last hour that the New York Stock Exchange, that the trading floor was under 3 feet of water. We're now getting contrary reports from CNBC and the Weather Channel saying that that is not true. There is no way to confirm that right now. So right now we're going to say that there is no water in the New York Stock Exchange as of right now. If that changes, of course, we'll bring you the latest. Again, more breaking news. 2 people were killed in the Mendham Township in New Jersey after a large tree branch fell on their car. And also more breaking news. Newark Liberty International Airport and Teterboro airports, both in New Jersey, have closed due to flooding from Sandy. And that's also in addition to JFK and LaGuardia closing because of water from the ocean and the sound washing onto the runways.
And actually,
Absolutely.
I just found a really phenomenal picture. If you want to take a look at this, I just found a picture on Twitter.
Gosh.
Ground Zero is flooded
Wow.
right now. It almost looks like it's just.
All right, we're going to
waterfalls. This
Yes,
is just
retweet.
We're going to
that
retweet this
definitely.
right now,
Retweet that.
and then we're also
Right away.
going to post
so
it
sensational.
post on. But right now we're going to get a Central New York localized weather update on what we can expect with Hurricane Sandy, or excuse me, Superstorm Sandy now, as it moves into the Northeast and into our area with meteorologist Ryan Farrell.
All right, thank you, Patrick. Well, here is our current radar over New York State. As you can see, once the model starts again, here were these showers, heavier in nature, that we had when Mike was unfortunately outside around 6 p.m. But we do have some dry slots building in. That's what we're seeing right now. It's a little drier outside. Now I'm just going to pan out over the U.S. so you can really see the magnitude. Look how large this storm system is. It goes all the way from Maine, reaching all the way up into the Carolinas, affecting so many people. As you can see, the blues in here, that's when I was talking about that earlier with the blizzards, the heavier snow falling down. Now, here was the surface map. The hurricane rode up the coast, and we thought it was going to go offshore and maybe head off to the east. But as you can see, there's a frontal system off to the west of that, kind of a dip in the jet stream, and that really brought back that hurricane. That's what made it go up the coast and really turn back toward the land, and that's where it is right now. Now, I'm just going to time out the showers for you for Central New York. 8 a.m., you're not heading out to class because they are canceled until noon tomorrow. Just reiterating that. Maybe you're heading out to work. Now, this might be a little light on the rain. I think we will be seeing some lighter showers. This is showing a bit of a break in the showers. But going on through the afternoon by 2 p.m., again, we're going to see showers for the majority of New York. They will be scattered in nature, though. Building on later into the day, 8 p.m., and maybe you have some plans later on at night, the threat is still going to be there for those showers, so just take that in consideration. If you are heading outdoors, maybe leave a little earlier than what you had originally planned. Here is the current track for the previous Hurricane Sandy. Here it is right now as it made its westward hook. Now, it's going to continue heading onto land, but by Tuesday at 8 a.m., it's going to take a 90-degree turn and head north directly over us, and it's really going to slow down, so it's just going to kind of stall out and linger over us for midweek, building on later in the week. So your forecast for Tuesday will be right around 60 degrees, but as I said earlier, those showers will be around our region for the majority of the day. Now, it will still be breezy, 20 to 25 sustained winds, gusting up to 40, but they will be diminishing as we build later on through the day. For Tuesday night, again, the rain will be there, drizzle in between those pockets of showers. Look at the winds, though, dropping down to 10 to 15, and the winds will be shifting out of the east, so that's going to warm us up a little bit more. Now, for midweek, that's going to continue, those showers in our region, so it's going to kind of be a soggy week as Sandy kind of stations over us. But as we go on into the weekend, high pressure will kind of move the hurricane out of our region, so we will find some relief heading on into the weekend. That is your forecast for Central New York. I'm going to head it back to the desk.
All right, thank you so much, Ryan. Right now, we do have an update from our live reporter outside, Michael Panny. Can you hear me right now?
I'm here.
All right, it sounds much windier out there since we last talked. How are the conditions out there?
Yeah, Pat, wind has really picked up. I actually took a trip around campus looking at different spots. Over by Culkin Hall, we had sustained winds about 35 to 40 miles per hour, gusting at about 45. Same thing around Onondaga Hall, gusting though to about 50 miles per hour. I also took readings right along the lakeshore, and that is really where the most blustery conditions are. Sustained winds about 50 to 55 miles per hour, and gusting upwards of 65. It was really windy down by the lakeshore, as obviously what we expect is that wind really rushes across. Elsewhere, Seneca Hall wind tunnel again doesn't disappoint with a 38 mile per hour wind gust, and Snag Hall, that was the winner at least on campus with a 50 mile per hour gust. So while it doesn't seem as windy right here outside the campus center as we are shielded, elsewhere on campus the conditions have really deteriorated, and those wind gusts are really picking up. We are even feeling it right now, easily sustained about 45 to 50 miles per hour. This really might be the worst of it as we head into the overnight. The winds are really picking up.
Can you take a live wind measurement for us right now so we can see what the winds are right now?
Yeah, I'll take one for you right now, Pat. I'm just going to step out a little bit away from the building.
Sure, that's fine, yeah. I think I just saw like a leaf blow by some piece of debris.
As we look at it about right now, of course it's died down as soon as we take this. Winds are about 25 miles per hour sustained, up to 27, 26. So you can see, again, the building is really shielding us. Naturally, of course, when we want to take a reading, it does calm down. But for the most part, conditions have really, again, deteriorated as the wind has really picked up around campus. Again, a lot of these flags behind us, they are attached here, but down around the quad of Fennell Hall and the Cooper Dining Hall and Hart Hall, they're all torn down. They're all just flapping in the winds. Wow. Very dangerous conditions for anybody walking by, as on the bottom of those flags, of course, are the metal attachments.
Right. Wow. Now, Mike, has the wind direction shifted at all? I know it was shifting in the last 2 hours of our broadcast. Has it kind of come
What's that, Pat?
I said, has the wind shifted at all? I know in the last hour of our broadcast you were talking about...
Looks like we might have lost them.
We're out of the northeast right now. Earlier in the evening, they were out of the north. So maybe a little bit of a shift, but not too much in the past 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay, all right. Well, Mike, thank you. Just stay with us. We'll probably have one more update from you before we go off at 10:30. But please stay safe out there and keep taking those wind measurements.
What a trooper.
I know.
Thank you, Mike. All right, Ryan, at the weather desk right now, I just want to let you know that we had that photograph of Ground Zero being flooded. It's in your email. If you could just throw that in there, and we'll show that to our viewing audience right now. Do we have any updates from you guys right now on social media?
Actually, there is some updates that I've seen. Actually, some good news for once. That the flood levels are starting to slowly recede in New York City.
Really?
Yes.
Finally, some good news because the high tide has passed. However, I mean, it's still going to take a long time for all of that water to finally go down to a level where it's not flooding.
Right, especially since we're, there's going to be another high tide cycle to deal with. Ryan, also, while you're at the weather desk, not to bog you down though, I believe there is a graphic in there with high tide times. So if you could just throw that in there at some point. But wait till you see this photograph, folks. This is just like incredible. This is we'll show it to you in a minute. Ryan's setting it up for us right now. But it's a photograph taken from the World Trade Center site. I'm not sure if it was the memorial or if it was the actual site itself, the construction, but water just streaming into the ground there. We'll take the shot right now. Look at this picture.
Oh my gosh.
That is
wow.
Words can't even describe.
That is crazy.
We're all literally aghast right now in the studio and in the control room. This is unbelievable. I mean, and you could really get a sense of how the water is moving from that photo. I mean, this isn't like standing water. It is gushing.
Yes, absolutely.
This is unbelievable. I really cannot believe what I'm seeing right now. And the water again is not just limited to Battery Park City and the financial district and the area around the World Trade Center. It is as far north as 34th Street, which is in Midtown, because the Hudson River, as we reported earlier, has actually breached its bank and is now just freely flowing into Manhattan. It's just unbelievable stuff right now. We're all trying to take in.
Right.
We have a report of 2 outages in Scriba and related to that power line down that we mentioned at 9 Mile Point Road. So there's about 200 customers affected. Also, from University Police, the elevator in Oneida Hall is being shut down. We're not sure if it's related to the storm or not. If we have any updates with that, we'll let you know. This is unbelievable. Here we got another photograph here.
Oh, wow.
Mike, do you have? Can we take it to Mike outside again if he has any updated wind measurements? All right, Mike, do you have any updated wind measurements out there? Can you hear us?
Yeah, Pat, taking a wind measurement actually right now, and it is a lot more blustery. We can see about right now it's about 25 miles per hour sustained. Just before he came back, it was about 35. Here it comes again, gusting about 25 miles per hour. So winds are continuing to be very blustery, and conditions again are going downhill. If you have to go outside, definitely please don't. Just take the extra precautions. Wind gusts actually right now of 35 miles per hour. So again, is this a persistent wind driving out of the northeast, and it's really going to wear on those trees and those power lines as we go not only through the rest of this evening, but into early tomorrow morning.
Right, absolutely. I mean, have you seen, now when you were walking around campus, did you see any visible signs of damage?
While I was walking around campus, yes, there are a lot of branches down, not too large, but definitely enough that they're blowing around as a projectile, so to speak. There are some signs down, the construction signs over by the new science building and Weber and Park Halls have been blown over. The horses to block traffic. Those are blown over and actually being blown across the road. There were officials there cleaning that up and putting it back to their place and tying them down. But again, anything that's loose is going to be blown around and going to be a possible projectile with these high winds.
Sure. Mike, how are I hear the winds are still picking up there. Is there anything, I mean, I know every time I basically ask you to take a wind measurement, it dies down.
Yeah.
So I guess just try and constantly keep that up. We're gonna come back to you in a little while, but right now I just want to clear up that that elevator being down in Oneida is not related to the storm. Again, it is not related to the storm. No, there was a graphic that had the high tide time, sorry. But yeah, okay, so you're gonna find that. We have some updates right now though. If we get them for you on Twitter, apparently power is out all across Smithtown, Long Island. That's happening right now. New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg says that 911 is receiving about 10,000 calls
wow.
per half hour.
That's insane.
Per half hour. The typical volume is about 1,000.
Wow.
So we're seeing 10 times the volume of 911 calls. This is absolutely incredible right now. I don't know. We're following it very closely here. Do you have
and
any
again,
updates?
with the 911, they keep reminding those who are calling 911 not to discredit their calls to 911, but they need to be emergencies. Those that are not life-threatening emergencies should be calling 311 in order to avoid an overload to the 911 board.
We just had a picture tweeted to us. Yeah, that's the graphic. We'll take that in a sec. We just had a picture tweeted to us from Cassandra Genoa from New York City, 34th Street and 1st Avenue, okay, which is on the east side of Manhattan, underwater.
Wow.
Four-way intersection, completely submerged underwater. We're going to try and get that picture for you, but right now let's take a picture. Let's take the weather computer right now, and we'll see this graphic. These are the times for the high tide, and this is why the storm has had such a tremendous impact. You see, many of these times have just passed, and so now that we're getting away from these times, that's probably the reason behind why we're seeing the storm waters lower.
Right.
But I mean, these times coincided with the landfall of the hurricane.
It's crazy.
I mean, this really could not have happened at a worse time. It was the same time as high tide on a full moon cycle. I mean, really, all the components came together to make this the perfect storm, and this is why you're seeing such extreme storm surge. Ryan, if you can, please go to the Twitter account for TOP and bring up the picture that Cassandra just sent us, because it is unreal.
Definitely. Completely underwater.
Really an incredible
really
photograph.
While we're waiting for that photo, is there any way that we can play the video of the water, the roof coming off?
Yeah, we'll take that. Can we take that video right now? And while we talk about that, we're just getting breaking news right now. Apparently there's a tree down on County Route 5 in Pulaski. It's across the road, so I assume now that County Route 5 has been closed, or at least that section of it. Also, power is out in Liverpool in the Route 31 area, so we're getting more information about power outages here. We do have the roof video. We're going to show it to you right now. This is the roof, for those of you who are just tuning in. This is the roof of the water treatment plant near Shady Shores, which is by Johnson Hall on the eastern part of campus. That roof has subsequently been completely torn off, as to the best of our knowledge, and we even have a piece of it here in the studio with us, but completely destroyed, just to show you the impact that the storm has already had here on campus. As we saw with Mike outside, the winds are starting to pick up, and they will continue to do so as we go through the rest of the night. Again, this is when we're going to see the strongest wind gusts here from now until roughly 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Power outages are possible and likely as we go into the overnight. We have that picture now, if we could take the graphic on the weather computer, of 34th Street and 1st Avenue.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that.
It literally is just completely submerged.
It's turned all the roads into rivers.
It really
This is incredible because 34th Street is in the middle of Manhattan. This isn't on the southern tip of Manhattan where the New York Harbor meets, the island itself. This is in the middle of the island. Granted, it's still near the water on the east side, but it's far up the island. So it's far north on the island, much further north than Battery City, where we saw that tremendous flooding. So what I'm trying to get at here is that the water, as we mentioned earlier from the storm surge, is being pushed up the rivers with nowhere else to go, and so it's actually starting to overflow onto the surrounding islands.
Exactly. I mean, I don't have the statistics, but I don't think necessarily much precipitation was reported in New York City. It was just the sheer force of the storm pushing the water out of, or into the harbor and out of the rivers, which, I mean, is pretty amazing to see New York City completely underwater.
We have some more updates right now. Cayuga and Chenango and Cayuga, Chenango, and Wayne counties are all currently under states of emergency right now. Therefore, there's a no unnecessary travel advisory in Cayuga County, primarily concerned with flooding in the Fairhaven area. This is all breaking news still coming to us. Let's recap what's going on right here in central New York and in Oswego. Right now, we can expect the worst of conditions. They are rapidly deteriorating right now, and they will continue to do so as we go into the overnight. probably until the 2 or 3 o'clock hour tomorrow morning. That's when conditions will start to ever so gradually improve. But until then, we're in the thick of it. As a result, University Police has advised everyone to stay indoors. No driving, no walking around. Do not leave your dorm. Do not leave your house if you live in town. We want everybody to stay inside. We've already had numerous transformer explosions across the city of Oswego and the county itself. We've had down power lines. Several customers in Oswego, I believe the latest number was 2,000 customers in the city of Oswego itself are without power. The the executive, we have an update right now. National Grid is reporting approximately 4,000 power outages in central New York at this hour. Again, 4,000 power outages being reported by National Grid in central New York just came over the wires. Also in Monroe County, mandatory evacuations for 2,200 homes for fear of storm surge. Right now we're going to take a quick jump to the weather right now at the wall with meteorologist Ryan Farrell before we send it outside to Mike Panny one more time, and then we'll wrap up this broadcast. So Ryan, tell us, what can we expect with the storm as we go into the overnight?
All right, thank you, Patrick. Well, for tomorrow, I'm going to really time this out for you. 8 a.m., again, this is a little light, so we're going to see rain showers through the region, building on into the day, in the afternoon by 2 p.m. As you can see, I mean, it's pretty much rain like we've been seeing for the Northeast, but it won't be as heavy as what we've seen for today. Later on, maybe you have some evening plans right around 8 p.m. There's still going to be a chance for the showers. They will be lighter as we go on throughout the evening, but again, they will be light. It shouldn't be too bad. Again, here is the storm track. It's heading onshore right now, but once it hits the land, it's really going to slow down. It's going to kind of linger around us. 8 a.m. on Tuesday, it's going to make that turn heading off to the north, and this is when it's going to just sit and kind of dump rain over us throughout the week. But again, it will be light in nature. So for your Tuesday, we're going to be right around 60 degrees. The winds will still be fast, gusting up to 40 miles per hour, but it won't be as bad as what we're going to see tonight. Scattered showers going on throughout the day. For Tuesday night, though, again, we can expect that rain to continue. In between those patches of rain, it will be lighter drizzle. The winds will start to diminish, though, out of the east, 10 to 15 miles per hour. And for Wednesday, again, those scattered showers will stick with us. But look at these winds, down to 5 to 10 miles per hour, more of what we're used to here at Oswego. But there is good news heading on into the weekend. It's looking like Saturday and Sunday we will be clearing out as high pressure builds in. Stay tuned. I'm going to continue to update the forecast, but I'm going to send it back to the desk right now.
All right, thank you so much, Ryan. And right now we actually have Mike Panny in with us right now. We've got about 3 minutes left. But tell us, did you get a peak? What was your peak wind gust?
The peak wind gust, Pat, was, I would say, down at the lake about 65 miles per hour.
Unbelievable.
That was the strongest one. It knocked me off. I had a hat on. I blew the hat up.
How are the waves looking?
The waves are big. The waves are about 12 feet, I would say, right now, 10 to 12 feet,
wow.
Really crashing. Down by Rudy's, the water is actually starting to come onto the roadway.
Really?
Yeah, the waves are really pushing in on the land. Maybe it's about, I would say, 4 or 5 feet away from the roads.
So I guess that's breaking news right there. Water is starting to come over the roads down by Rudy's. Just a few things for a full list of Central New York school closings. You can go to Syracuse.com. They have a list there. We'll retweet that. For Centro tomorrow, for the Centro bus system, they will be operating their normal schedule, but riders are asked to constantly check the website for updates. Also from Governor Cuomo's office, New York State power outage update at 10 p.m. 1.374 million New Yorkers without power, 4,000 of those here in Central New York, 2,000 in the city of Oswego. And so this has just really become a historic storm. You can follow all of our updates live on Twitter by following us at WTOP10. We'll have up-to-date analysis all night long, or as long as we stay up, and into the day tomorrow. Basically, as long as the storm is affecting us, we will have the updates. Again, a recap for tonight: heavy rain, heavy winds upwards of 55 to 65 miles an hour. Water on Lake Ontario, 10 to 15 to even 20 feet in some areas. 2,200 homes evacuated along the shore in Monroe County. Several power lines are down. Power is expected to go out as we go through the evening. Also, no coastal rescues will be done in City Oswego. They are taking their rescue boat out of the water because the conditions are deteriorating so rapidly. So thank you so much for joining us here on WTOP for our live continuing storm coverage for the 10 storm team. I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Kaplan.
I'm meteorologist Molly Matat.
I'm Michael Panny.
I'm Ryan Farrell. And I'm Mike Stallman.
Thank you so much for joining us. Join us tomorrow night for more news here on WTOP 10 at 10 p.m. and follow us on Twitter at WTOP 10. Have a good night and please stay safe.